Sergeant Ryan Knauss was a constituent of my next guest, here to discuss, and a man who was also in the room for that hearing, Tennessee Congressman and member of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, Tim Burchett. Congressman, appreciate you being on board for this.
Thank you for having me, and I'm digging your co-host New York accent.
Yeah, yeah, we're really getting her down on that one. But
bring her down here, and I'll get her a vegan chili dog.
Yeah, exactly, it'll be perfect.
My boys at the Ball Market don't do vegan. They don't even spell vegan.
She always asks me, "Is this a vegan product?" I have no idea. It has bacon in it.
No, hey, but the hearing was it was exactly as you portrayed it, and the disaster of it was that young Marine who you saw openly weeping. He was a sniper, and he was given intelligence, as you understand that, of who a suicide bomber was going to be, and unbelievably he ID'd the guy, and he was acting suspicious. He was doing all the things that they know that they do, and he was told by his superiors and the State Department, a bunch of gutless wonders, that he could not take that man out. And Staff Sergeant Ryan Knauss, the last person killed in Afghanistan, his family are constituents of mine. I know his mama and daddy and his stepmama and the whole family. They live in my neighborhood out in Corrington, out in Knoxville. And it's just that's him right there. Complete tragedy. Recently married. I went to his funeral at Arlington. Those 13 brave Americans should be with their loved ones today. But because of our failure and these gutless people that continuously send our American fighting men and women into combat and not allow them to fight, it's just pathetic. And this is a perfect example, and we're going to call them in. We're going to embarrass them if the chairman lets us.
Well, I appreciate that very much from the bottom of my heart. Having been a guy I've had to pull the trigger on people doing exactly what that bomber was doing, and it's not something anybody looks forward to, but it's a necessary evil to do. But Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin, okay, he was a pivotal decision maker in the withdrawal from Iraq. Obviously, complete disaster there, leading to ISIS. Let's fast forward. Now they put him in charge of the Afghanistan withdrawal. Same catastrophic result. I mean, explain to me how the Biden administration views this as some sort of rabid success.
Because they're a bunch of idiots, and the national media are lapdogs to them. They got this man who's not coherent. His cognizant level is below what it should be, and they got him elected. So now they got to back him in everything he does. And they're just lapdogs to him. It's Pavlov's dog, the whole thing. You go from China to this, to the economy, and it's all a disaster. And his poor press secretary, she's a Saturday Night Live skit every day. I mean, I don't know why they don't just lead off with her every night.
It is actually shocking. But Sergeant Vargas, okay, so this is the problem with, and this is deeply personal to me. When you have the shot, you take it overseas. You send men and women, young men and women, to fight this. And we have had countless. This started under Obama when I was in Iraq in 2009. The rules of engagement get people killed. Cut and dry example right here. Is there any method or any mechanism for Congress to put some pressure on the DOD to say you are changing these? And if you send men and women over there and they tell you they make the call in the field to kill a bad guy, you support them?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you how we do it with their budget. The Pentagon lost over $1 billion last budget cycle. They don't know where the hell it is, brother. And it's ridiculous. We need to start calling them on the carpet and making sure, these guys, my daddy was in the Second World War. His rules of engagement were if he saw the enemy, he killed them, and he did. And that's the way it should be. We should not send American fighting men and women into these so-called peacekeeping world and then they expect them to deal with a bunch of savages that have been acting like this for thousands of years. And we expect we're going to change it with this. This is ridiculous. This is a complete failure. This is, this is just the typical day in the Biden White House.
Yeah. We had custom pistols made after my first deployment, their second deployment, that said victory through violence, because that's the only language that's spoken over there.
Only way. And that young Marine, he had suffered over 40 surgeries. He lost his arm. It's just the complete thing's tragic. He was, and then when he couldn't take the sniper out, he was out helping people, these poor refugees. And then he gets blown to hell. It's just not right, brother. And thank you so much for calling attention to it. God bless you for serving our great country, man. Because we live in the freest nation on God's green earth because of brave people like you who went out and did harm to bad people. And God bless you, brother. You come to Tennessee and you won't buy a beer or a hot dog because I'll take you out. And we'll
vegan
take care
chili.
Of you. Well, like I said, we don't spell it.
Congressman Tim Burchett, you're a national treasure. We appreciate you standing up for what's right. Appreciate being here.
God bless you, brother. And God bless that young lady who needs to learn how to speak English a little better.
Oh, man, that's right.
Excuse you.